What's up, people? If you never played Ion or you are old Ion player and have no idea what class is buffed, nerfed, or what is these new classes like a brawler, Luminous or the Revenant, and are they powerful compared to the 8 original classes like an Assassin, Ranger, Templar, Gladiator, Sorcerer, Spiritmaster, Chanter or Cleric? This video is for you. I will explain you each class on the most simplified way. What is them skills, what they are doing, what weapons they can handle, how ping related they are. I know a lot of you will be outside of the NA region and your ping would not be the perfect. Just to know, Ion is very ping defending game, and as an example, if you have 200 ping and you want to play as an assassin, better to focus the other classes like a sorcerer. Since assassin is playable only under 100 ping, and if you have the higher than 100, every time you will get the notification that you are far away from the target. So yeah boys, this is how big ping dependent game Ion is. Alright boys, before I start, I want to ask you to hit the subscribe button for never miss a video from the greatest Ion player that ever lived. Alright, let's start with the Templar. Templar in Ion is the main tank class, which gives you group shield abilities, a lot of CC abilities to control the enemy, and multiple hook abilities, and bunch of self buffs like damage reduction, damage immunity, CC protection, self heals and reflex. Templar for PvE aspect is an S tier class, and for PvP aspect, if you want to take an AD carry role, it's so powerful in 1 vs 1 arena, but mainly it's less powerful in the mass and group PvP. But Templar is the perfect party member in the tank role in the group for the small scale and for the large scale. Main weapons are sword and shield when you're on the defensive state, and the greatsword when you're on the offensive state. On the ping wise, around the 200 ping for this class is acceptable. Now let's go to the Gladiator. Gladiator in Ion is most powerful melee heavy fighter class, and in 4.0 update, which is also AION Ascend version, this class is Berserker. They buffed this class a lot. Gladiator get full reworked, and existing skills and existing passives and everything around this class is so powerful compared to other classes. Some people even get so mad after the update since it's so unfairly powerful than other classes. It's just breaking the balance. This class is highly depending on the buffs, and if you have all your buffs on most deadly class right now in a game. If you play as a Gladiator, you will have some buffs from the Templar like in CC immunity, some damage reduction, and most importantly you have a lot of offensive buffs which increase your damage so much. Also, most of your ability is AOE and you can hit a multiple target at the same time. Main weapon is the spear, but Gladiator can use the greatsword, dual mace, sword and shield, mace and shield, and bow. Bow is just for auto attack to hit the running enemy. This class is acceptable to play if your ping is around 150 or lower. Now let's go to the scout classes, and first one we have Assassin. Assassin is the mostly for the solo players class. This class have huge hide ability like a 4-minute in 2-level hide, which means only rangers can detect you. So you can be on the enemy territory, walk there under the hide, and almost no one can see you. Assassin class is highly depending on the fingers. This class needs a lot of binds and good fingers to get its actual power. Highly depending on the buffs, and when your buffs are full on, you're just blasting the target. Main weapons are swords and daggers, and also can wear the bow to hit the runaway enemy. This class is so depending on the ping, and if you have higher ping than 100, better to choose the other class. Mostly you need to chase the target, and when you have high ping you will get a lot of notification that its target is far away from you. Second scout class we have Ranger. Ion Ranger is highly physical long range DPS class with the huge movement speed and mobility. This class gives you a lot of burst damage and huge movement speed to run or chase the target. Big cons for Ranger is the squishiness. If you get catched you will die so fast since you almost have no defensive abilities. Main weapon is the bow, and you can handle daggers and swords for auto attack. Ranger itself can be played around 100 and 150 ping, that would be acceptable, but as lower ping as you have, you shoot more abilities, and this gives you big advantage. Let's go to the mages. We have Sorcerer and Spiritmaster. Let's talk with the Sorcerer. Ion Sorcerer is high burst damage dealer class. It have high cast time skills, but each high casting skills can do the huge amount of the damage on the target. One skill can hit 50% of enemy's HP. Sorcerer class is kinda mobility class. You have some backflips, you have some shuffles, like in freezing areas you can go fast, and those kind of the abilities give you mobility based. You are the mage and not a ranger, but you have some kind of survivability to get out from the fight. Sorcerer class is good for PvP, and this one is the lowest ping depending class. Main weapon, tome and orb. If your ping is 150 to 100, you can play this class and that could be acceptable. And it's time for the spiritmaster, most toxic class in AION. Spiritmaster have a lot of CC and control abilities. It does not have one skill huge damage system, but it have a lot of dots which gives you the huge damage in certain time. Mainly this class is favored for dispel, enemies buff, massive and single target fear. In AION 1 you don't fight with the spirits. Spirits are mostly for take aggro from the enemy and use them as a protective summon. Main weapon is a tome and orb. Spiritmaster is also low depending ping class and you can play it with around 100 and 150 ping. Let's go to the support classes, and the first let's talk about the Chanter. Chanter in AION 1 is one of the deadliest class which could become the anti-class for everyone. It's highly gear depending class and you need to have 4 or 5 gear set to be strong. You need to have the magic resist set, you need to have the block set, you need accuracy set, and you need attack and crit set. Yeah, this class is so expensive to play. But after 4.0 update, Chanter is one of the weakest class in the game. This class did not get much rework yet, so until it's reworked, this class is the weakest class right now. Ping dependency, since it's the melee class and you need to chase the people, better to play under 100 ping. Main weapon is the staff on the DPS and shield and mace on the support. And second support class is the Cleric. Cleric is also one of the hardest class in a game. It is main healer class with a lot of group and single target heals. This class is also hard to play since you need to be protective when enemy hitting you and find your time to be offensive. Cleric in massive PvP or group PvP is always on the healer and you can be DPS in 1 vs 1 arena. Most of your damage comes from the servant and dots like in Spiritmaster. Ping dependency is low, you can play it with the 150 ping too. Main weapon is the shield and mace on the supportive build and staff on the DPS build. And here we go for the new classes. First we have Revenant, which is kind of failure class. Mostly when NCSoft offers the new class in AION, they have the high boost prime period, but Revenant was exception. This class had to be assassin with the ranged abilities, and it is assassin with the ranged abilities but so low powered. I think only top 1% Revenants try-hard players can take a pleasure from this class. If you're new in a game, highly don't recommending this class if you don't want to delay the AION on the second day. Main weapons are the chain blades. Second we have a brawler, a boxer class, which is melee DPS class, not highest buffed class in a game, but it's have enough power to give you the pleasure. This class does not use mana and it's depending on its energy, and if you're on the max energy your skills does more damage. Brawler class also have multiple combination and it depending on the gear, since if you miss some combination because you miss the skill on the enemy or enemy get resisted you lose huge advantage. Since this is also like an assassin type of the class, highly depending on your ping and you need to chase the enemy, so if your ping is higher than the 100 I would not recommend it. Main weapons are the claws. And final class, the latest release is Luminous. This class is new for the game for everyone and we don't have a lot of information how good it is against the other classes, but what information I got, it's so boosted class since it's just a new release. This is the mage DPS dealer class, not far range like in Sorcerer or Spiritmaster, mostly close and mid-range DPS skills, but it is a deadlier and kinda what I realized it's a mage assassin type of the class. Again boys, we don't have much information, it's the fresh new class and still getting to test. So far what I can say, since it's buff on the release, you can take a pleasure. Also enemy does not know your skills so much, so you will have just advantage. And I hope this video was helpful for you. I tried so hard to simplify the classes to be understandable for the new players. After this video you will have the first impression for each class, which one is fits on your gameplay style, and you can choose and dig more information about that class. Since the game is old, there is a lot of information about each class. Once the servers will be up, I will make the special beginner's guide how to get the gear, what to do in the game, and some pro tricks and tips. So stay tuned, subscribe my channel to never miss any video from the greatest AION player that ever lived. Also, you guys can join us for Ion 2 Discord, where we added the new room for Ascend, and if you will have any question, people will help you there. That's it for today, and as always, see you in the next video.